Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Trucker Money. This is number 64. A couple of weeks behind here. I was gone for a few weeks. Been really busy with the business. So we're going to go back to September 4th through the 30th. If you're new here, thanks for coming. We just take a day a week and talk about something other than trucking. Investing, personal finance, business, money, all my personal hobbies here, things I like to talk about. The reason we do it, plan for a better life. Build a future for yourself, for your family, future generations. Not financial advice, so just me sharing my personal journey, hoping to motivate and inspire you to build something for yourself or your family. So, what do we like to talk about? Well, I have, so this week I have some interesting numbers here to kind of maybe, I know the market sucks, the economy is, we're in a recession, we're in a lot of inflation, but maybe some help to settle some things in your mind about investing in money. Things are terrible, or are they? Right? There's always opportunity somewhere, and fortunes are made in a time like this if you've prepared yourself for it. So we'll get back to that here in a second. This time period here, the 4th through the 30th, we had some rental income come in from some rental real estate, some side income here from YouTube, and some different things I promote. And my favorite thing here, the passive income dividend portfolio. It pays me every week of the year. Been away for 3 weeks. To sit down and look at the payments that came in is just kind of exciting for me. When everything else seems to kind of be in a depression, these things just keep kind of coming in, right? So first though, this week we got 3 dividend increases while I was gone. Honeywell raised their dividend 5.1%. Starbucks, who I'm kind of on the fence with, raised their dividend 8.1%. 8.16%. I was watching an interview with their CEO the other day. They are trying to supposedly reinvent the company, reestablish relations with their employees, and build on that. So, kind of looking forward to see how that goes, see if they change their social stances at all. I'm guessing they probably will not. And that will exclude me from owning them in the future. But we're going to wait and see. And then also Verizon raised their dividend. Who paid while I was gone? Oh boy, a long list. LTC Properties, M&T Bank, Duke, Flowers Foods, Pepsi, BP, Shell, Fidelity High Dividend ETF, Beatrice, O Realty Income, Prudential, Stag Industrials, Chevron, IBM, 3M, ExxonMobil, Archer Daniels Midland, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Southern Company, Unilever, and Honeywell. I like the taste of that. What did I buy? Before we get into that, let me just say, this is the times when fortunes can be made, right? You always say the rich get richer. Times like this is when they do it. They prepare themselves to be in a good position when things are on sale, right? They buy up assets. If we have a bunch of debt in our lives, that really prevents us from taking advantage of opportunities sometimes. And this is a prime time of it, right? If you got car payments and huge mortgage payments and credit cards and student loans and all this stuff, you'd have a hard time very well taking advantage of opportunities of times like this. Whereas if you live a modest life, stay out of debt. It's just like in trucking. When you have a paid off truck, you can usually pile up some money. So when you see a deal on a truck, you can snatch it up, right? It's the same here. There's some things on sale right now. There's some opportunity, and don't get me wrong, we probably have a lot of downside left to go. There's going to be opportunities all over the place, but we take them as we see them, right? So I saw some opportunities this week, and it was hard to have the discipline not to go too far in and save cash for more opportunity. But some things that I bought were Fidelity Balanced, Fidelity Puritan Fund, Beatrice, Prudential, and Verizon at a starting yield of 6.75%. That was a sweetheart pickup for me, and Altria at a starting yield of 9.1%. So yeah, we're in a recession. Inflation is stupid, right? But there's still opportunity. It's how you choose to participate in it and look at it, right? If you're in a great position, you could be excited right now about, oh my God, all the deals I'm going to get and all the money I'm going to make in the future. It's up to you. Now we're in a bad position right now with inflation. I think we're going to start seeing some stagflation where, in spite of inflation rising, right, prices going up, people are going to stop spending money because all the essentials in life and the day-to-day activities eat up all your discretionary income. People can't afford it anymore. People won't afford it anymore. They feel like they can't spend the money because they don't know how much food is going to be next week, right? So it kind of happens with stagflation. Typically you would see inflation subside because the demand goes away. It's that demand destruction I was talking about. It's not as much demand for new cars because people can't spend the money. They don't have the money, so prices come down. Yet I think we're in a unique situation where inflation continues to rise, but we see more and more of a recession, job loss, things like that, because of demand destruction going around all around us. We still hear that a lot of these automakers are waiting for these semiconductor chips, right, for keys and vehicles and stuff. I see Ford has football fields of brand new F-150s just waiting for these chips and waiting to go out. Well, I gotta find myself wondering if by the time these trucks are ready to go out, if they can even sell them. Who the hell can afford them in this inflationary environment? So a lot of the the other shoe still waiting to drop type thing. And I think we have a long ways to go yet. We're not anywhere near even the bottom of this recession. We've been through it before. We've had depressions, ups, downs, and I believe we will someday recover from this one. But this one kind of hits a little different, doesn't it? The kind of the way it's going down, right? But that's all I wanted to say about that. But something that might not change your mind, but to me, every time I get a piece of information like this, it reinforces my strategy, right? So I talk a lot about the dividend portfolio. People are probably tired of it. Like, why are you on that crap every week? Let's talk about something else. Well, let me tell you just how important this is and how significant it is. If you're a tech investor and I want 20% return every year from Netflix and Facebook and whatever, hey, this might maybe not change your way of thinking, but think maybe I got to participate in this other way a little bit, right? So I did some research on Fidelity. And Fidelity says that since 1970, 71% of the returns in the S&P 500 have come from dividends. 71%. I don't care if I ever own Netflix, Facebook, all this crap. I don't care. Twitter or whatever it all is. This is what I want. I want 71% of my returns from very conservative investments that don't have a big, huge downside when the market tanks like it is right now. I look at it, several times a week. I don't watch every day because it just gets obsessive, right? And then I look at my numbers compared to the S&P. Not that I care anything about beating the S&P, but I'm down significantly less than the S&P in general. All right, it's more conservative. And most of the market, when I find out most of the market returns come from exactly those investments, I feel pretty good about it, right? Then you can go back further, and they say since 1930, this is 92 years, 40% of the S&P market returns have come from dividend-paying stocks, right? And then I went over to Hartford. Different time periods are going to get you different results, right? I went over to the Hartford family of funds, and they said since 1960, 84% of the returns in the S&P 500 have come from dividends. And then Fidelity also gave an interesting statistic that when we're in an inflationary environment, what does it say here? When we're in an environment when inflation exceeds 5%, 54% of the market returns come from dividend-paying assets, right? That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. It teaches me and tells me that my grandparents' way of doing things and investing was the right one. I don't have to shoot the lights out with the next high-flying thing. I just have to, put together a conservative plan and follow it and stick to it. Have some discipline. and it's a pretty high level of certainty that we will do well. So that's all I'm saying about these numbers. Is it's pretty reaffirming to the way I've done things. Now, also, dividend investing it rules in a sideways market, right? So we go into stagflation, stock market crashes. It could take years and decades to recover. Look at Japan. Japan was in a sideways market for decades, right? Where the stock markets didn't really do much. It just kind of hummed along at a level territory. The winning strategy in that period of time is dividend investing, because you reinvest those dividends, it compounds your market return. It's hard to make capital appreciation in a sideways market, or even in a market that's on the decline. Like, I look at these dividend payments I got in the last 3 weeks, and being that the share prices are depressed, those dividends are reinvested or buying more shares, and also being that the share prices are down, it inflates the yield, the starting yield. So I get a dividend payment from a company like Honeywell, right? We just got that, and we also got a dividend increase, right? That dividend from Honeywell buys more shares of Honeywell than it did last quarter when I got the dividend, and at a higher starting yield because the price is depressed, but the dividend stays the same. So it's a great strategy. If you pencil out the math, it does take a large amount of money by the time you're ready to retire to be able to live off of dividends, but you never will get there if you don't start now. So enough about that. I want to talk about what I did this week here. Well, today I did it. You might have heard in the past, if you've been following this for a while, talk a lot about generational wealth and leaving something for the next generations. And I've been thinking a lot about that. Like, I was supposed to start it last year, and I got busy building the business here, and I just didn't get it done. So I got it done today. I've opened another brokerage account at Fidelity, and I started with $100. And here's what we're doing with that, right? Now, generational wealth, talk a lot about that, but somebody has to go first. You have to be the first one. There was a first Rockefeller. There was a first DuPont. There was a first Rothschild, right? Not that any of those things, right? I'll never have those people's kind of money. But you can change your family tree. Somebody can. Why not you? So this is intended not for like my kids, maybe for their kids that are 5 years and younger right now. Let this money grow for 50, 75 years, and then their kids and their kids. Trying to build. It will eventually be some kind of trust. Right now it is just a brokerage account with named beneficiaries. It will eventually be some kind of trust where we let this build for 50, 75, 100 years, and multiple people in the family and generations will receive disbursements of the income of this fund. The principal is never to be touched, the underlying asset. So this is primarily going to be a fund of income producing investments, to where they can be compounded for a very long time, throw off income, and that income can be dispersed to descendants to do whatever. It's not really for college. I mean, if that point I'm long dead and gone. If they want to use it for whatever, they're welcome to. But until the point where I'm alive and my wife is alive, that's not really what it's intended for. It's to build generational wealth, right? We all look at it must be nice to be Paris Hilton, or be born a Hilton, or be born a Rothschild. Well, yeah, but guess what? 150 years ago, one of their great grandfathers or great great uncles or whatever started something, right? Somebody's got to start something. I'm starting it today. I'm starting it here. I'm starting it now. And maybe we'll keep tabs on this, keep you informed on how it goes. We'll name it the Generational Wealth Fund or something like that. And maybe in 100 years, somebody will look back and say, that great Uncle Adam of mine, I wish he was here. I wish I could shake his hand. But unfortunately, I won't be. Why does this hit so heavy to me? Because I've often thought that, hey, it would have been nice if somebody would have done something like this for me. Obviously, you have to find some way or hope that these people don't become spoiled trust fund kids or whatever, but you can't control that. But at any rate, you can change your family tree. Why not be the one to do it? Why not be the one to go first? It's my way of leaving something for the future, I guess. At any rate, we'll keep tabs on that. Come back, talk about it every now and then. But everybody take care. I got a lot of work to do here today, so I got to bounce, and we'll see you next time.